What's up, guys? One Among the Fence here. Just got back. I literally just got done with marching band. Here's the school right there. There's Rocky right there. And there's Jeremy's car. Jeremy's the freaking loud person. It's in band. There's the school right there, band. Right there. Yeah, there's the band room. People over there, yeah. Cool. I'm just ditching them. No, I'm just kidding. We just got done like 13 minutes ago. It's 9:13, of course. 21:13. Okay, so I don't know if I should go to like McDonald's or something, because I'm like really hungry. Well, I might as well make my decision right now, because look, I'm at this freaking stop. Okay, screw it, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna waste my money on something that's gonna last for like what, 5-6 minutes. So really, and we just literally just went grocery shopping today, so I can just get whatever that's at home. So it's seriously just fine. So yeah, I wish it was the weekend, dude. You know, just freaking, it's Monday, freaking tomorrow is Tuesday. I have homework, man. I have math homework, and I have freaking English homework too. And I pretty much have to start tonight, because we have to type like a K through 11, like a kindergarten through 11th grade, of like everything that happened in all those grades in our lives, and like everything that happened in those grades. So I'm gonna say, like, for kindergarten, I already wrote for kindergarten that I felt like lonely, I guess, because it was like a new school. It was like I was actually going to an actual school, you know, for once, but except it was in a portable, so it wasn't like real technically at the school. It was like near the school, but still, I felt kind of scared. And like I walked into the portable, and I didn't know a single person there, so I was like kind of like nervous, or like I was, you know, I felt alone. And then I remember. Like snack time, we would have chocolate milk on Fridays, and I just remember loving those days so much. I'd just be like, oh, it's Friday, yes, chocolate milk. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it was so good. And it was like, I think it was like the first time I've ever had chocolate milk. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what it seemed like. That's like the first time, that's like the first time I've ever like had chocolate milk. I mean, like at school, you know, I was like, oh, I'm having something that's really good, that's not at home, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even know if that's true, but all I remember is that I freaking loved it so much, and it was like the best day ever, and it still is. So yeah. And then first grade, I wrote down like we went to Missouri, so it was like being alone, like feeling alone all over again, you know, like moved to a different state, you know, just like, oh my gosh. And I didn't know anyone there either, so, but then I ended up making I don't know if I made friends at all, you know. I don't think I probably did. I mean, I sat at a table with a ton of girls, you know. Well, not a ton of girls, but like 2 or 3 girls. I sat at the table. I was the only guy at the table. And I remember freaking one time when I was wearing when I wore a tank top under my shirt one day, and it was like a green tank top. It was like a long time ago, and it was really small. I don't know why I just said that. It was really a long time ago. I don't know why I just said that, but it was a green tank. It was like a light green tank top, and I wore it under a white shirt. I think it was a long sleeve shirt. It was like under a white long sleeve shirt. And then I remember sitting at my desk, and then the girls were like talking about like what they were wearing, I guess. I don't know. I can't remember. It was like freaking 11 years ago. And then I remember going, well, this is a tank top. And then I like pulled down my shirt and like showed the green tank top, and I was like, this is a tank top. And they're like, oh my god, just started laughing, you know. I was like, what is so funny? Well, I mean, I usually never get like anyone to laugh. I mean, back then, it still happens today, but like now. But back then, I used to like not be able to make anyone laugh. I wasn't really a funny person. I was more like obviously I was like more of a quiet person. I would never ever say a word. But then I freaking like would talk to the girls. You know, surprisingly, I would actually talk to girls back then. You know. But now I'm freaking scared to, like, because I'm afraid it would be all awkward, and that would be like, oh, I'm not going to talk to that guy ever again. I think I already talked about that, but anyway. So, yeah, but it just shocked me that they laughed, and I was like, oh my gosh, they actually thought it was funny, you know. I actually felt good. But, yeah. And then I also remember, I remember my first grade co-teacher. Her name was Mrs. Coleman, or Mrs. Colbank, actually. It was Mrs. Colbank. And she got me in trouble. Well, actually, we were sitting. Actually, I wrote on the paper that I lied or something, but that wasn't it. The thing is that she was like reading a story to us, I guess, and we were all sitting on the ground. And then all of a sudden, my teacher, Mrs. Graham, her phone rang over at her desk, her phone rang, and we all looked over there, and Mrs. Colbeck was like, okay, guys, pay attention, turn around, look at me. And then I turned around, we all turned around, but then I turned around again to just look again, I don't know why. But then she's like, Clint? Mrs. Colbeck was like, Clint? And I was like, you know, I can't even see my face, dude. I was like, what? And then she's like, go sit in the safe spot, or whatever. I think it was called either the safe spot or the safe zone. Like, if you get in trouble, you just go sit over at a desk, like that's like away from the class. And you sit there and you just like, whatever. You just sit there and be quiet, and that's pretty much like, it wasn't even that bad, you know? And yeah, and I remember she gave me a piece of paper that like I had to write down like what I did wrong. But the thing is, there were like pictures on the side of the paper. There were other pictures, and I thought she meant like she had to write down. I thought it was like an assignment. I thought she was like telling me to write down like what happened, you know, like what happened to the pictures, like what happened to the people in the pictures. So one of the pictures was a guy that was standing by himself, and there's like other people like away from him. And on the bottom it said alone. So in one of the boxes it said, what happened that made you like want to sit in the safe, that made you sit in the safe spot or whatever. It was like, what happened? Like, what was the situation? And then I wrote down alone, because I thought it was talking about the picture that was next to the box where you write down what happened. I thought it was telling me to write down what happened. And I said alone. And then the teacher came over and was like, okay, are you ready to show me what you wrote? And I was like, yeah. And she looked at it and it said alone, and she's like, so what happened? She's like, no, actually it said who did it, and the box said who did it, and I wrote alone, because that was what the picture said on the side of the paper. And she was like, she came over and she's like, okay, are you ready to show me? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, so who did it? And I was like, I was like, alone. And she's like, what? And I was like, alone. And she's like, no, who did it? And I was like, she did it. And I pointed to the girl in the picture, and she's like, she did it? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I don't think you're ready for this. And then she went back, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, what the heck? What am I doing wrong? Like, you told me to. I was like so confused, and she's like, and she gave me a frowny face in the agenda. Like, she puts like how you were the day. And it was my first frowny face, and I was like, she's like, why are you acting? I remember her like making the frowny face. I remember like right when she circled the face like to make the head, she's like, why are you doing this? And she's like circled the face. I was like, what the heck is going on? I was kind of sad actually. I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening? That's bad. But anyway, dude, I'm home now, so I only talked about my first 2 grades. There's still 10 more, dude. Oh my gosh. Actually, no, there's 9 more. Yeah, there's 9. Well, I don't know. Kindergarten first. Second, third, fourth, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Second, okay, who cares? Okay, anyway, see you guys later. Bye. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry that I'm freaking, I feel like I haven't vlogged in like 3 days. I don't know why. It's only been a day since I haven't vlogged, you know. Last time I vlogged was on September 7th, and I was talking about like keeping opinions to yourself, you know. I feel like I haven't vlogged in like 3 days though. I don't know why, but I was gonna vlog yesterday, but I was like, oh dude, I don't feel like it, so. But I'm doing it today, just get it out of the way, so. Cause I don't know why, I just don't like doing it. Cause I always, like, never have anything to talk about, except for today. I had a lot to talk about, I guess. I guess for like the next few days, I could talk about like what happened in the next grades, like in 2nd grade and 3rd grade. I can talk about the freaking bullies for once, you know, talking about Arnell and Tyson and Mason Vanderhoff, definitely. Oh my gosh, that guy screwed up my life. Anyway, see you guys later, bye.